Good morning, friends, and welcome to St. Andrew's United Church. This is our pre-recorded YouTube playlist, and I want to start off with a bit of an apology that I am wearing a hat in church. It has just been a beautiful day today, and I've been outside all day long, and I wanted to get this done before the light got too bad. And you don't want to see what's underneath my toque. Got a bit of a hat head from all day long. So anyway, welcome to St. Andrew's, our online church, our YouTube playlist. There are friends who are gathering live in our sanctuary. There are friends who are gathering live on our Facebook feed. There are children gathering together to worship via a YouTube playlist. And we are here to worship however we worship. God welcomes us and he welcomes you. There was an announcement loop prior to this particular video. I hope you had a chance to scroll through that and see what's happening in the life of our church. If you are a recipient of our e-news, there will be further details in that e-news. And if you don't get the e-news but would like to, please contact Kathy in the office and she will make sure that you get added to our subscribers list. It's a great way to keep connected with all of the things that are happening as we seek to be the church in our community. And that's where I want to start this morning with the announcements. That has always been the heartbeat of this particular congregation, right back to its very beginnings in the mid-1800s. It's been our desire to be God's people in the community of Niagara Falls. And we do that in a number of ways. One of those ways that we do that is our shoulder-to-shoulder shop operates in the west end of the church, providing gently used items for people who are in need. And they've been operating Thursdays since September. And they are opening that. They're extending their hours. Their holiday hours are Thursday and Fridays, leading up to the Christmas season. And they have been putting together some great baskets that are available at reasonable prices. So please support our shoulder-to-shoulder shop. As we seek to support the community, we have signed on this year to again host the Niagara Falls Out of the Cold shelter. We will be the landlords for that, and Start Me Up Niagara is partnering with us in that. And tonight is the first night that we will have guests down in the gym staying here, folks in our community who don't have a warm place to sleep. And so it's really our blessing to be a refuge for them. And so I would ask you to join us in praying for all of those who will find refuge within our walls in the coming months, especially as the weather gets colder and nastier. And we invite you to join in praying with us for them. Because that shelter is not a long-term solution and that there are more pressing issues regarding homelessness in our community, the Adult Faith Formation team is hosting a special virtual presentation Q&A with Jeff Sinclair, and Jeff is an advisor with the Niagara Homelessness and Housing Initiative, and I may not quite have the name of that right, but again, more details for that in the e-news. There is also a video link, a Zoom link for that conversation, and that happens a week from Tuesday, November the 24th, 7:30 to 9 p.m. And we would just encourage you to listen in and be a part of that conversation so that we might understand what the issues in our community are just a little bit more and figure out how we might be a part of some solutions or providing some assistance in that way in the years ahead, even perhaps. There will be those for whom Christmas is a difficult time, and we want to support people there as well. And so if you or somebody that you know needs some assistance this Christmas time, we will again be providing gift cards. So please contact Reverend Diane Walker or Kathy in the office. The deadline for submissions for those who would like to receive a gift card is November the 30th. And please know that any names or information that is shared with us will be kept confidential. And but we would love to be a support in that way. As we work through our life as a congregation, we have invited Credence and Company to be part of a process. Many of you filled out a survey. We thank you for your participation in that. In the e-news, there is an update letter from Credence and Company. So if you've been wondering where we're at with that, please check out that letter. And stop by after church for some soup. The ladies will be providing soup again today. I think it's homemade chicken noodle. The goodie were not yet decided upon when I received the information about that, but stop by, get a bowl of soup, say hi to somebody in person, drop off your offering if that works for you. And please be advised that there will not be soup next Sunday because we have a budget meeting after worship. That's on November the 22nd. And you can come to that budget meeting either live in person, it'll be after worship, so approximately 11 o'clock, or there is also a Zoom link in the e-news if you would like to join us by Zoom. There is a draft budget document and some additional information that will be available, hard copy after worship, at worship this morning, but also it was in the e-news. So if you'd like copies of those, please do check that. And a whole bunch of stuff this morning to bring to your attention. Youth next Friday will be having an exciting game of capture the flag, glow in the dark style. So grades 6 to 12, look forward to that. Check in with Diane Viney for all of the details, diane@sainta.ca, and that's our youth ministry capture the flag time. Worship for our kids is, I think I might have said this at the beginning, but they are online as well. So please check into that. It is November the 15th, and Advent is 2 weeks away. The Christmas season is almost upon us, and there have been people busily planning and prepping to make sure that this Christmas season, this Advent season, is a time of joy and preparation and wonder as we anticipate the coming of Jesus. And so among those things that are available for you to participate, Advent in a Box, some activities for families of all descriptions, readings and activities and Advent candles and some other special things. I think there is a video announcement a little bit later in the loop for you to get some more ideas about that. But pickup of those boxes next Sunday and the following Sunday, so November 22nd and 29th, those will be available. So make sure you participate in that. We also want to go caroling. And so if you would like to be a part of a caroling team, whether you can sing or not, although we will try to make some beautiful music, but we just want to bring some Christmas cheer to our community, and especially to those who maybe can't get out these days. So contact Lynn Hansberger if you'd like to be a part of a caroling team. I think that'll be a really fun evening. And the rumor is that there might be a bit of a bonfire and some hot chocolate afterwards. So looking for Christmas carolers. The kids are participating in a special Nativity Advent Trail on December the 5th, our children and families. Along the Millennium Trail. So I encourage you to contact Diane Viney if you are interested in taking part in that, and also check for further details in the e-news. They'll be doing a virtual Christmas pageant this year, and we are looking for people to participate in that, especially our children and families. So again, diane@sainta.ca. And I think those are all of our Christmas announcements. And just one last adult faith formation announcement. They met last week. There's a book club happening on racism if you are interested in that topic and would like to be a part of those conversations. It's not too late to do that. They discussed From the Ashes last Tuesday night, and on second Tuesday of December, I'm not going to get the date right, but that's in the e-news as well and in the announcement loop prior to this. But they will be looking at a book called 21 Things You Might Not Have Known About the Indian Act. And whether you have read the book or not, if you would just like to be a part of the conversation and you are hoping to expand your understanding of Indigenous peoples in Canada and how we might be a part of implementing things, the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It'll be a great evening of discussion. So please look into those details again in your e-news or in the pre-service loop. It was a beautiful Saturday, and we wake to a new day that calls us to wake up to the presence of God. And so we come to worship together. And whether you come to worship joyfully bounding into God's presence, whether you come out of obligation this morning, whether you are desperate to be in God's presence, you're leaning in hard and you just want a word of support and encouragement and hope this morning, however you come today, God has been waiting. God has been calling. He is so delighted that you have chosen to spend this time with him. And he wants to speak to your heart and wants to share his love and his mercy and his grace with you this morning. We are going to sing in a few minutes a song called Blessed Be Your Name. And the reality is that there are days when the sun is shining down on us, and so we can sing with joy, Blessed be your name. And there are days when the road is marked with suffering and it's hard to sing. And sometimes we just need to sit in God's presence and hear others around us sing, Blessed be your name, or we just need to speak it and ask that God would make it true in our own hearts. And so join me in prayer as we begin our time of worship this morning, as we trust that God welcomes us here. Great and holy God, how blessed are we that we should be called your children and that you invite us into your presence today. However we come, we know that we are welcome. Whether we've heard you calling this morning or whether we're just showing up, we open our hearts to you. And we ask that we might hear a word from you, that we might maybe feel your touch, that we would feel your spirit course through our veins, that our hearts would be lightened, that our eyes would be opened, that we might breathe you in, and that we might breathe out praise to you this morning. We thank you for Pastor Reed and the chance for he and Esther to be with us today. And we thank you for his message of unfailing love, your unfailing love that comes to us today. We lift up our voices and our hearts and we sing, Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name. It is in your name that we pray. Amen. Let's worship.